Verse 30 from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Mayurasana, peacock pose. Mayurasana quickly alleviates all diseases like enlargement of the glands, dropsy, and other stomach disorders. It rectifies imbalance of the humors, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. It reduces to ashes all food taken indiscriminately, kindles the gastric fire, and enables destruction of Kalakuta, a deadly poison. This asana has not only been given its name because the practitioner resembles a peacock, but also because the effects of its practice enable one to develop the characteristics of the peacock's digestive system. The peacock has the remarkable ability to eat poisonous substances and digest them completely without adverse effects. In fact, the peacock prefers to eat poisonous snakes, poisonous insects, reptiles, and scorpions. The peacock's digestive system must be very strong, secreting ample digestive juices and having very efficient elimination. Practice of Mayurasana promotes digestion and elimination of toxins so that poisonous substances are not circulated or stored. Mayurasana purifies the blood, alleviates constipation, flatulence, indigestion, dyspepsia, and chronic gastritis. It stimulates the liver, kidneys, and gallbladder. Diabetic patients who are able to perform it can quickly improve their condition. When Mayurasana is practiced, the heart is massaged, the circulation is improved, and metabolism is stimulated. The endocrine glands are regulated and their secretions are harmonized. The back muscles and spinal column are strengthened, and in fact, muscles all over the body are strengthened. Mayurasana invigorates the entire system. It is advisable to make the diet very, very pure before commencing Mayurasana. As this asana eliminates the buildup of toxic materials, the cleansing process will be much more effective if the diet is pure to start with, or Lagu Shranka Prakshalana is practiced. I have no idea what Lagu Chakra Prakshalana is, so let me see if I can make a note to come back to that. Foods which produce a lot of toxins, such as meat, alcohol, pungent spices, etc., are considered as poisons. Pure food is one which cleans the system, such as grains, cereals, pulses, vegetables, fruits, and spices such as turmeric. Actually, a simple vegetarian diet will maintain a toxin-free system. But if one is forced by social conditions to take toxic foods, Mayurasana will maintain the system. People suffering from peptic ulcers, hernia, heart disease, high blood pressure, brain tumors, or ear, eye, or nose infections must first cure their condition before attempting Mayurasana. It is also said that Mayurasana can awaken Kundalini. However, if you cannot do this practice, it does not mean that your Kundalini will not awaken. Oh, this is peacock pose. Yeah, this pose is intense.
Can you hold the picture up?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do it like this, so. And then there's another one. Let's see. That's That's one version. And then, oops. This is with lotus legs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, I wanted to see if I could find out. Also, Amanda, I have never, I mean, not that I'm an expert in this either, but when they say it rectifies imbalance of the Hermers, which they put in parentheses, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, is that's just another word for those?
It's like a colonial translation of the doshas. They call it the humors. It comes from, I forget, was it Socrates who had the four humors, or it's like a different way of thinking about, but it's not the same as Ayurveda. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess because she's saying, like in Ayurveda, they're not saying that you shouldn't eat meat, and here she's suggesting.
Well, in Ayurveda, they say the yogi should have the majority of the diet be sattvic, and meat is not sattvic. So for Vata people who have to eat some meat, it's usually like a broth or a little bit of mincemeat, a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. Really, nobody's supposed to eat a lot of meat.
Yeah. And like you've said, like if you do, like make sure it's like, you know, very organic, grass fed, like.
Right.
So it looks like this is just a different type of kriya. Water is, so lagu shre shankarpakalana. Water is taken in from the mouth, goes through the throat to the stomach, from the stomach to the small intestine, from small intestine to large intestine, and finally comes out through the anus. This process replicates the cleansing of a conch and is named that.
Oh, that's when you take the salt water?
Yeah, in the back of the book it says you drink 6 glasses of warm saline water and practice a series of 5 asanas.
Mm-hmm. You poop it out.
Either that or barf it up. I mean, 6 glasses of saline water and asanas. I guess it depends on the asana.
Okay, let's see. What's next? Oh, Shavasana.
Yay.
Pose. Lying flat on the ground with the face upwards in the manner of a dead body is Shavasana. It removes tiredness and enables the mind and whole body to relax. Shavasana is the corpse pose. Shav means corpse. This asana has been adapted from the tantric practice of Shavasana, in which the sadhaka sits on the corpse and practices his mantra. Shavasana is also known as the pose of relaxation, and it is essential to practice this in between other asanas or after a busy day. Not to assume that everyone knows what Shavasana looks like. There it is.
Sitting on a dead body? What was that?
What? No, not sitting on a dead body.
Did I mishear you? The tantric practice of sitting on a dead body?
Wait, is that what I said?
It
Oh,
says
yeah, I said
in which
on the
the
corpse.
sadhaka sits on the corpse and practices his mantra.
What?
You know, I didn't hear it as so vulgar. When Amanda said it, I was like, that is not what I said. She said it so nicely that I didn't realize that's what I was saying.
Why would you sit on a corpse? That's strange.
Maybe like.
And also, whose mantra are you practicing? The corpse's mantra or your own?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because grammatically, it sounds like it could be the corpse's mantra.
Maybe it's an analogy for something.
One hopes. I have to say, sometimes when I am in Shavasana, it takes me a long time to sort of get into Shavasana. And I'm just getting into Shavasana and somebody will say, begin breathing deeper, deepen your, or a bell rings. And I'm saying in my mind, oh, but I just started. You know?
Wait, did it say, it said on a corpse? Did it say a human corpse?
No, it just says on the corpse.
Well, sometimes with the Sadakas who go into the forest, they take the what is it called? The like the skin and fur of I think it's a tiger. And they sit on that because it smells in such a way that it keeps away the snakes and the animals in the forest so they won't bother them when they're meditating. Maybe that's what it means.
I don't know. I mean, it could be our homework for this weekend if we want to research more. But I was even thinking like how we were talking about this idea of death. And I can't, honestly, I can't remember if it was, I'm guessing it was in the sutras or maybe it was in the books, the 14 lessons I was reading. But this idea of how the spirit like could stay around the body after it dies, and maybe it's just like the practice of the sadhaka, like just being peaceful on the corpse to help move the other spirit through.
No, maybe.
I don't know. Like just practicing being peaceful and relaxing on. Or maybe it's just a corpse that's been there for 100 years and the spirit's long gone. I don't know.
No, they burn the bodies in this tradition though, so you don't stay attached and you go.
Yeah.
So everybody's cremated. So Tantra.
I don't know anything. It didn't even go into my brain that that's what it was. So.
I'm asking Google Guru. If he don't know, then I will text Raghunath. And he will have an interesting text message to answer today. Is that the last asana?
Oh no. No, we have a lot of asanas. I'll keep reading. Shavasana is, bless you. Shavasana is a very simple practice, but most people find it almost impossible to completely relax the body. There is a tendency to hold tension in some part. The whole body must relax, then the breathing will simultaneously slow down. Try to ignore the mental chatter and concentrate only on the breath and body. This practice is useful for developing body awareness and pratyahara. When the body is completely relaxed, awareness of the mind develops. Its effects influence the physical as well as the psychological structure. It is very useful in yogic management of high blood pressure, peptic ulcer, anxiety, hysteria, cancer, and all psychosomatic diseases and neurosis. In fact, Shavasana is beneficial no matter what the condition is, even in perfect health, because it brings up the latent impressions buried within the subconscious mind. And the mind, which operates during waking consciousness, relaxes and subsides. It is therefore necessary to practice Shavasana for developing Dharana and Dhyana. Even though it is a static pose, it revitalizes the entire system. Verse 33.
Hold on, I found it.
Okay.
Which is like, I don't know, one of the reasons why, I don't know, Tantra is so foreign to me. So it says Shavasana is a tantric sadhana in which the practitioner sits on a corpse for meditation. Shavasana is part of the Vamachara practice of worship, which is followed by the esoteric Tantra. Shavasana is regarded as one of Tantra's most important, most difficult, and most secret rituals. Tantric texts as well as oral tales detail the process of the ritual and also tell its importance. The purpose of practicing the ritual range from knowledge, appropriating a deity, material motives, even dark objectives to gaining control over the spirit of the deceased. There are strict rules that need to be followed in the ritual, even in the selection of a suitable corpse for the ceremony. I can't even with that. They teach, that's something I learned recently, that Tantra has sort of been overtaken by Western hippies to say that it's like all these sexual practices, but I was watching this documentary about it, and the scholar was saying that it's actually like something that was practiced very often by the asuras, like sort of demonic worshiping. It's really not it's not exactly our lineage. And she said in the beginning that Hatha yoga is the tantric practices, only some are cut out, right? I have been like on, this is like, I don't know if this is inappropriate to discuss, but I've been have you guys seen Unwell, the
No.
documentary on Netflix?
No, not yet.
There's a section on tantra, and this woman, I don't know what she's doing to people, but she's apparently like some tantric, I don't know, guru, and she like does, it looks like she's doing Reiki or something, and she gives people like these full body orgasms. It's like the craziest looking thing I've ever seen. And she's like, oh, it's all sexual energy. I know they call Kundalini sexual energy, but I didn't think it was like really sexual energy, you know, it's just like energy coiled up at the base of the spine. But like, it just seems like a lot of the practices are sort of material based, like pleasure seeking, and sort of for the wrong reasons that, I don't know, anything I've ever read about or practiced or studied has said like, don't get involved with that stuff. It's only gonna confuse you and take you off the path that you're trying to get to the end result. It's like a whole other world I haven't really so this dead body thing is a little concerning to me. It seems along the same, like if you're going to control the spirit of a dead person, that's like not right, obviously.
I think it's just so funny. It's just another example, Amanda, of how like I'll read over something and not understand it and just like, my life. And Amanda's like on a deep dive. She's like writing thesis.
I'm very curious. Always curious about this.
No, and it's good, but it's just like I was curious about that lingo thing, which, you know, like sometimes that happens and I'll Google it and then I'll go down a rabbit hole on that for a little while. But it wasn't even interesting to me, so then I just moved on.
Yeah, Mitt taught me about that a while ago. About that one.
I feel like I might have heard about it, but like it didn't stick in the brain. So, but yeah, I don't know anything about any of that tantric stuff.
But all that sounds very I don't know, like materialistic, doesn't it? Like all of it's material based. You're not supposed to do that stuff, are you? No. Well, not my lineage, maybe their lineage.
I feel like I read something though, maybe controlling is a strong word, and maybe in this lineage they are, but I have read something somewhere about the idea of like not controlling it, but like guiding the spirit.
Yeah. In Bhakti, you assist the spirit by like speaking mantra. It's like assist it into a better life for its next life that it's picking. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe, I mean, it's on Wikipedia, so who knows? Maybe it's a mistranslation, controlling.
Yeah.
But I've read about, was this Swami Rama's book, Living with the Himalayan Masters? I can't remember which book it was. Or maybe it was Paramahansa, or Yogananda is the life of autobiography of the yogi. There's one story that like this cautionary tale, I can't remember whose book it was, but they're talking about how someone just like took on a guru in India without, because he seemed to have all these psychic powers and he didn't really consider the moral aptitude of this person. And then the person was like haunting them and trying to control them and like all these awful material things this guy was doing, and he could like never get free. And his whole life was ruined because he initiated with the psychotic guru. And I wonder if he was like a tantric yogi. I don't know. There's definitely a dark side to it. Like all the texts talk about these demon people, so you have to be careful. The asuras, the bogies, they're using it for the wrong reasons. Anyway, sorry. So you can continue with the next asana.
Well, now it's a little, I think it's just like a little verse.
Yeah, I got a little judgy on that one. I don't know, sitting on the corpse, controlling its spirit is like.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't mind judgment when they're talking about sitting on a corpse. I mean, to me, you know, it's like, alrighty, good for you, but not. I don't think I'm going there.
I almost get like when I hear things like that, I almost get like disappointed because that's not what I want it to mean. I want it to mean something else.
Oh, I know. I hear you trying to make it a good thing.
Yeah. But I love Shavasana, but I honestly don't love laying on my back. Like everyone's always like, I'll never fall asleep on my back. I'm like very concerned if I ever wind up in the hospital because I don't know how I would just lay in that bed all day, like on my back. I like to be on my side or my stomach. But yeah, when you're comfortable in Savasana and after like a really good practice, not a hard practice, but a really good one, Savasana. Or like, that's why I'm like, I'll take Savasana with legs up at the wall or something, even though that's not what it's supposed to look like. That's where I can get myself most comfortable or something. All right, let me go back to this Kindle. Okay, verse 33. 84 asanas were taught by Shiva. Out of those, I shall now describe the 4 important ones. According to Hatha Ratanavli, the Almighty Shambhu has described 84 asanas, taking examples from each of the 8,400,000 kinds of creatures. Why does it say 3-6? I don't know. Or maybe it's referencing something in the back of the book.
It might be chapter 3, verse 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't have the physical book, so it's hard for me. I'm not a good navigator on that Kindle.
Yep, me too.
They should have it like hyperlinked. The Goraksha Sartarka says, every one of the 8,400,000 asanas has been told by Shiva. Of these, 84 postures have been selected. Amongst all these, 2 have been selected. Verse 9 and 10. Of all the Hatha Yoga texts, Garanda Samhita describes the most asanas, 32. 32 being the number of asanas. Right. Although Hatha Ratanavli lists the names of the 84 asanas. There are Siddha, Bhadra, Varja, Sima. Oh boy, it's gonna have me list the 84. Maybe I just share the screen here because I'm gonna butcher these names. So here's the list of 84. Oops. Here are the 84 names here. And here. I'll just keep it screen share. It should be noted that although Hatha Ratanavli is a Sanskrit text, it was written by a yogi from South India, and some of the names of the asanas vary from which are given in texts that were written in the north. Verse 34. Let me see. I'll pause here. We'll start this Monday so that we can do breath work and meditation. My brain is on super slow mode this morning because toggling between the screen share and the Kindle is taking up all the brain power. Okay.
I can't believe we're up to page 100. In the hardcover copy, we're already up to page 100.
Yeah, and this one
I really can't believe it.
Yeah, at first I was like, this is going to be a lot because my Kindle says up to page 716.
Yeah.
We're on 101 of 716. But we started this like late August. So we're probably tracking, not that we need to track it, but almost 100 pages a month. And we'll probably move a little faster because we're not reading everything from the asanas. We're not reading all the techniques. So we're like moving a little faster through some of the pages.
Yeah. I like the fact that you're showing the pictures, because the pictures are just so clear about which asana it is. And I think that the only thing about the techniques, it's like it's the different, it looks like it's the different levels.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you said yesterday, Pam, they just don't have pictures for all of the levels, which would be nice, but.
Yeah, but I think, like Amanda, when I was reading yesterday or whatever day, I was like, I'm going to do it like how you were doing it. I think me reading the techniques just confuses me more because I need to be able to see it.
Oh yeah, I think it's very hard to picture it.
Yeah. But I do think if there is a pose that is one of your, I do think if there's a pose you practice, whether you like it or not, especially if you don't like it, that you should, take, not just you, Sue, I'm just talking about, a human in general, like that person should take the time to like study the pose, the benefits of it, and
Mm-hmm.
the not just the advanced postures, but the modifications too. I think that just makes yoga more fun and more personal, really, for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's set up. Before we move on to breath, does anyone want to? Okay. So we'll find a nice tall spine. Okay. I feel like Kramer's making my anxiety go up. So one of my favorite breaths to do is the 2 to 1, where we inhale for 1 count, like not one, but like 3 or 4 count, and you exhale for double that amount. So maybe we take like 3 rounds of that breath if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, just stick with the traditional nose breathing. So let's just take 3 rounds of nose breathing, just checking in with the body and the breath. Beginning to bring attention to the breath, making it longer, exhaling completely. We'll start by inhaling for 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then exhale for 6. And then inhale for 3. And exhale for 6. If these numbers aren't good for you and you want to make them 2 and 4 or 5 and 10, whatever works for you. Just inhaling and then doubling the exhale. Let's do 2 more rounds. I know I said 3, but it feels so good to me. And then we'll take a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing, bringing your right hand up to your nose. Inhale through your left, close your right nostril with your right thumb. Close your left nostril, exhale through your right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Taking 3 more rounds on your own breath. Making sure to exhale out the left nostril. Taking your time to finish. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes if you need to set your own timer. Beginning your meditation by setting your intention. Bringing hands together in front of your heart. Namaste.